right, here we go on our way again. We'll say farewell to Conductor Mary Ann. Her break off now and mine are. And we'll wave goodbye to Gordon. And the first building you're looking at as we head on our way is the Smith Creek Depot. That's where they would hire a station master and his wife. And all their children would be living there 365 days a year. Hi, Gordon. And then as we continue on our journey, you're looking at the Detroit, Toledo, Milwaukee Roundhouse. And that's an integral part of Railroad Junction because that's where we maintain and repair all three of our coal-burning steam locomotives, our diesel electric switcher, our rolling stock, and heavy equipment as well. It is open to tour, and if you're interested in seeing how big things are repaired and maintained, that's the spot for you. They also do periodic turntable demonstrations out front to show you how the big equipment can be moved around. Also inside the roundhouse, there's the Atlantic locomotive. That's a old, huge 100-ton locomotive, and you actually have the ability to be able to go down underneath of it and look at the undercarriage, which is something I would never tell anybody to go under a train except that instance. That is very interesting. And you're looking at the Liberty Craftworks area. That's where our master artisans do beautiful pieces of blown glass, pottery, and weaving, just to name a few. And now we're headed to the Firestone Farm. That's the larger of our two working farms, built in 1829 in Columbiana County, Ohio. It was the birthplace of Harvey Firestone. And Harvey Firestone created the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company in Akron, Ohio in the year 1900. There's lots of activities every spring in the Firestone Farm. The orchard's been tended, the farm garden is planted, there's crops in the field. And if you like baby lambs, this is our lambing season. So if you walk back to that big gray barn behind the house, you can see some baby lambs. And there's our two short-horned cows. They're very, very pretty. Now we're coming into the Firestone Station, and that's the station closest to the entrance. So I need everybody to remain seated as you are until the train comes to a complete stop. And we're going to listen for a blast of the whistle, and that'll let us know when it's safe to stand up and exit on the right-hand side. Oops, it didn't play it, guys. Wait. Well, thank you for joining us on the Greenfield Village Railroad today. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your arms, your legs, and especially your head inside the rail car. And for the safety of our little riders, please place them towards the center of the rows. And if that's not possible, make sure they're held easily within your reach. And please refrain from eating or drinking anything but water while you're on your railroad adventure. And my name is Conductor Sue, and I will be with you on your journey. We'll wave goodbye to Station Master Tom, getting me out as close to time as can be. And if you look down that intersection, to your left, you're going to see a big red barn. That's the William D. Ford barn, where we take care of our horses. And right across the street from that is the loading dock for the Model T. There you can get an authentic ride in a Model T from the years 1914 to 1927. And as we round the corner, you're going to be looking at a big white farmhouse. And that's the birthplace of Henry Ford. He was born upstairs in that farmhouse in August of 1863. There's our riders enjoying a nice horseback ride around the village. As we glide past the Ford Farm, you can take a peek down Main Street. There's lots to see and do in Main Street. There's the Wright Brothers Cycle Shop or home. There's the Ford Motor Company, Miss Cohen's Millinery Shop, Sir John Bennett's Candy. Or there's our frozen custard stand, and best of all, there's our 1913 Herschel Spillman Carousel. Always a good day for a carousel ride. And as we round the corner here, you're looking at a cluster of buildings behind a white picket fence, and that's Thomas Edison's Menlo Park complex. Hundreds of patented inventions were produced from this facility for things like the phonograph, the microphone, and practical incandescent light bulbs as well. That was built in 1876 in New Jersey. And that yellow house that you see across the street there, that is Sarah Jordan's boarding house. And her house was the very first house wired for electric lights. And now we're coming into Porches and Parlors. Up ahead is the Susquehanna Plantation, or Station. We're passing by the Ackley Covered Bridge, which is the gateway to Porches and Parlors. That was built in 1832 in southwest Pennsylvania. Once you're in Porches and Parlors, you can tour the beautiful historic homes we have here. Like check out the Robert Frost House or the Edison Homestead, or maybe walk down to the Daggett Farm. Right now we're pulling into the Susquehanna Station, so please remain seated as you are until the train comes to a complete stop, and you're going to hear a blast of the whistle, and then that'll tell us when it's safe to stand up and exit on the left if you'd like. There.
He did. He said that, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Because I ain't even here the other day.
Let me show you how to do it. I got this. I got this. Wait. Es mi borde en que yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Look at the turkey.
Thank you for joining us on the Greenfield Village Railroad today. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your arms, your legs, and your head inside the rail car. And please refrain from eating or drinking anything but water while you're on your railroad adventure. My name is Conductor Sue, and I'll be with you on your journey. We'll wave goodbye to Ian, doing a good job here today. And the first building we're looking at is the Susquehanna Plantation. That was a successful 700-acre plantation built in the 1860s in St. Mary's County, Maryland. And they contributed their success to growing good cash crops like corn, wheat, and lots of tobacco, as well as the fact that they had 75 enslaved people to do that work. So, of course, their lives were made easier. And now as we come around the corner there, you're looking at the Daggett Farm. That's a pre-revolutionary working farm built in the 1750s in Andover, Connecticut. They've got excellent presenters in that building, and they'll be glad to tell you any day how life was in the 1750s. And there's our back pasture area. Well, the only thing in there right now is the big town turkey waiting for his friends. Whenever there's horses back here, you'll see a good part of our wild turkeys. They come to join. And the locomotive that's pulling us today, that's the number 1, the Edison. And that was a prefabricated locomotive that was produced at the Ford Rouge plant in 1932. It was originally a Manchester locomotive, and Henry Ford had it changed to his specifications, and he made the Edison, 1942. And now we're slowly rounding the bend, going towards the Oxbow Island Wetlands Preservation Area. And that's a 11-acre wetlands project in Wayne County, and they're helping to improve the Rouge River and 11 acres of land surrounding it. And we're doing a good job. And it's enticed some wildlife to come back here. So as we go around here, sometimes you might see part of our herd of deer, a fox, small animals, lots of turkeys, geese, ducks. So just keep your eyes peeled. You never know what you're going to see. And that's a blowdown. That's where they blow out a lot of excess steam to take some of the sediment out of the boiler. right hand side, there should be some turtles sunbathing now that it's getting a little bit nicer. And there was a big blue heron down there this morning for a couple of spins. Maybe it's still there. Oh, there goes that blowdown again. Now that's a secret because that's why our grass looks so clean, because we stay clean it regularly. And as we round the bend here, you're looking at the Walnut Grove. And that's where we play our historic baseball all summer long, every Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock from the middle of June till Labor Day. We have two historic baseball teams here in Greenfield Village. One is the Lottie-Dahs and the other is the Nationals. And they both enjoy playing all the other teams in the historic baseball league. And all the players are governed by the 1860s rule book. And now we're looking at the Henry Ford Academy. That's a Wayne County charter school here in Greenfield Village, and it costs nothing to attend, but you have to be entered in a lottery to see if you'd be one of the lucky chosen. We have the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders housed back here. We have 9th graders as well, but they have their classrooms in the museum. And as we slowly round the bend here, you're going to see 3 attached Pullman rail cars, and they happen to be the classrooms of the senior students. So, how would you like that? Would you like to come to school every day in a rail car? The body of water on the other side of the school there, that's the Swanee Lagoon. That's a rainwater catch basin here in Greenfield Village that helps prevent flooding. And it's also the home of Godzilla. It's the largest snapping turtle I have ever seen, and I'm sure not very many people would see bigger. That turtle's about the size of a garbage can lid, and it lives, they're saying it's lived in almost 100 years in the Swanee Lagoon. It hangs out at the dock on the back side of Martha Mary Chapel. If you look up the hill as we pass that stone gatehouse, you're looking at the Martha Mary Chapel, and that was built here by Henry Ford in honor of his mother and his mother-in-law, Martha and Mary. It's a very popular wedding venue. And then you're looking at the Green Building, and that's the Taste of History. That's a delicious cafeteria-style restaurant that has a nice varied menu, and some of the items on the menu are made from recipes offered by our historic homes. Then we have the Eagle Tavern, the White Building, next to the Taste of History. That's an 1830 stagecoach stop from Clinton, Michigan. And there you can have a very unique dining experience. They take you back to the mid-1800s, and the menu reflects that. The servers are all in period clothing, and it's a different experience. So something everybody should try at least once. And now we're coming into the Smith Creek Station, which is close to Main Street, the Carousel, the Model Ts, maybe our Roundhouse, just to name a few. So everybody please remain seated as you are until the train comes to a complete stop. And we're going to get a blast of the whistle, and that'll let us know when it's safe to stand up and exit on the left-hand side if you'd like.